What's up, guys? Chris from Umbercast. So I just got off work and I had a little bit of time before I have to get the kids from school, so I decided to go ahead and do this video. I wanted to get done this week, so I have some time to do it now. I figured I'd do it now. So I know in my last video I mentioned that I was waiting for a package to get here. I was really excited for it to get here because my next two videos after this one, I want to do something a little bit different. Something I've been wanting to do for a really long time now. I just haven't really done it yet. So I figured, you know, springtime, it's a really good time to fish. You know, you start getting bait coming in, so you can throw a lot more variety of different types of baits, and they'll usually work most of the time. So I figured I'd do it right about this time. So I want this video to be like, kind of like the video I did with the NLBN shrimp versus the Salt Strong prawn, or the Z-Man Easy Shrimp versus the Salt Strong prawn. This is like a preview to what to expect in my next two videos. So I got the package. I'm gonna go through that with you guys here in a minute, but I want to first start by saying, you know, you guys know that I'm a Salt Strong member. At the beginning of the year, I went ahead and I signed up for the whole year. You know, it's $100 to sign up for the whole year. And I've been a Salt Strong member prior to this also. I was just doing the monthly plan just to test it out to see how I'd like it, and I kind of left it. The one thing I did love about it was the app that they have, you know, and it used to just be like a web browser kind of app, but now they actually have an entire app for your phone, which is kind of cool. It's a little bit easier to use, but that $100 a year is worth the app in itself. I mean, I use it throughout the week. I check it. I use it before every single fishing trip I go on. It's fairly accurate, and most of the other good tide apps that you're going to use, you have to pay for them anyways. So I figured if I was going to pay anywhere from, you know, $10 to $15 a month for a tide app that I already had, this kind of equals out to about the same price. But I get a lot more with this. You know, I get discounts on all their lures, which I don't really throw the lures too much at all. I do like the prawn, but that Easy Shrimp is slowly kind of taking its place, but I still do like the prawn. You know, I don't throw their paddle tails. I don't throw any of their soft plastics just because they tear up very easily. Now, the Moonwalker, I used to throw that a lot. Whenever I first became a Salt Strong member, that Moonwalker was one of my favorite topwaters. But whenever I left, I just stopped using it. You know, I couldn't replace it. But you know, I tried the Skinny Lipper a couple times in the past. I never cared for it, but I've been talking to a few people. You know, I've been talking to Eloy from Southwest Jupiter kayak fishing. Even Rich has told me. I mean, both of them, mainly those two, have told me that the Skinny Lippers are really good bait. So it got me wanting to do this, you know, kind of another test. You know, but I'm gonna go over this app. So this is the Salt Strong app right here. Now I've got it pulled up in a random spot, and all you gotta do is you move it around and it'll actively like change the tides and everything as you move it around. And it's a really cool app. I really do like it. Now this is the Smart Spots, so it shows you pretty much, if you hit this tides button down here, you know, it shows you where you're at right now with the tide. That's what the feeding activity is in those areas. You know, yellow is really good, and I think pink is okay. And then you got purple, which is not that good, and you got red, which is really good bite. But I mean, every day it gives you a strike score, and you can see, you know, go in the future. I think it's like 10 days or something like that. And every day gives a strike score. Now that strike score will change, you know, day to day, depending on the wind and stuff like that. You know, this just predicts it, but it'll tell you the wind, the direction it's coming out of, and everything. You kind of slide this over, and as you slide this over, it'll actually, these spots up here will actually start to change depending on where it's at in the tide. It's got different layers. You can see oyster bars. Like if you zoom in over here, you know, all this white right here, all that white is oyster bars. So I mean, it labels the oyster bars for you. It's got really nice, you know, high vis map. I do really enjoy using this app. I honestly, I really do. But that's besides the point. On top of the app, you also get, there's a bunch of you know, education on there. There's the community, which is kind of like a Facebook, but there's no drama to it. It's just fishing, strictly fishing. You know, there's no cussing, there's none of that in there. So, you know, and I'll go on there from time to time and I'll post the fish, or I'll post stuff. I don't use it as much as I probably should, but I don't use it too much. Or then you get I think like 20% on discount on all their baits. And they do sell Z-Mans, they just don't sell the colors I use. They sell the Slam Shady Z-Man and a couple of other colors. They also sell the Texas size, stuff like that. It's just easier for me to go to my local tackle store and get them from there. But so far being a Salt Strong member, it's been great. You know, Luke and Joe, I mean, I've talked to Luke in person, I've talked to Joe in person. I actually just seen Luke out on the water a couple trips ago, and I've talked to them in person though at their tackle store that they have in Winter Haven. You know, they're two really nice guys, you know, they really are. And what they're trying to do is make things a little bit easier for the anglers that are just now coming into fishing. You know, I had to figure out a lot on my own, whereas this, you know, Salt Strong does make it easy to figure out things versus trying to figure it out on your own. You know, I don't have anything bad to say about Salt Strong at all, really. You know, they created one of my favorite colors, and that is the Slam Shady. That's my second favorite color to throw besides the Beer Run. And, you know, they created that color, and that color just works. I mean, it flat out works. I use it in multiple different profiles. But that's just, you know, the background of Salt Strong. You know, I did leave at one point. You know, I came back, and you know, things have actually gotten better since I've came back. You know, the app's gotten a little bit better, everything's gotten a little bit better since I've been back. So that leads me to the package I got. So I'm actually going to do a challenge to myself pretty much, and a true test of Salt Strong lures. Now, what I'm gonna do these next 2 trips is I'm gonna leave all my Buzzbee boxes at home. I've got, actually they'll be here today. Beyond Braid is sending me 2 of their boxes to try, which is going to be another video. I'm actually going to test the Buzzbee versus the Beyond box side by side, see which one is actually fully waterproof, see how they hold up, how easy it is used. But that's a different one. So I actually got 2 Beyond boxes that will actually be here today. But I went on and I made a really decent order on Salt Strong. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through everything I got. But what I plan on doing is these next 2 fishing trips, I'm only throwing Salt Strong baits. That's the only thing I'm throwing. I'm not gonna bring my Z-Man. I'm gonna leave all my Z-Mans at home. I'm gonna leave all my other lures at home. I'm gonna leave everything that I have at home. So first thing, which you guys have seen me use, the prawn. Now I also have these in the Fred color, and I'm gonna bring those with me. I'm gonna bring everything I have Salt Strong with me, but got some more prawns. And like I said, I have those in the Fred color also that I'm gonna bring with me. Okay, these are the Mulligan. It's a 4-inch paddle tail. I got it in the Slam Shady color just cause, I mean, second favorite color. Went ahead with this one. This is the only pack I have though, so I think 7 come in here. Once these 7 are gone, then I'm kind of screwed on the test with these, but I'm hoping that I don't go through a whole pack in 2 trips. That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, with my Z-Mans, the main reason I use Z-Man is 1 pack of Z-Mans will usually last me, I mean, at least a month's worth of trips. At least. I mean, sometimes it lasts more than that, but got some Mulligans. They're 4-inch baits. It's their paddle tail in Slam Shady color. Let's see what else I got. All right. So these are the Tweaker. So I have some of these in a different color. I forgot what the name of the color is, but it's like a red. I think it's actually in it's a Turd Ferguson. That's what it is, the Turd Ferguson color. But I got these Tweakers in Slam Shady color also, right there. I think this is a pack of 7 also. Like I said, but I do have these in a different color. I'm gonna throw both colors, see which one works. Okay, so I also have, so I went ahead and I figured I'd just keep it all Salt Strong. So this is their brand of hooks right here, these Haas Helix hooks. So this one right here, I got 1/4 ounce regular jig head. This is for the prawn, throwing deeper. And this is their jig head right here. It's a round eye, so it's different from the Eye Strike brand where it's flat. These are actually round. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got those in 1/4 ounce. I got some of these Haas Helix 3.0 hooks in the 1/8 ounce. And I also got some of those Haas Helix in the 3/16 ounce, just in case it's a little bit deeper. I'm gonna throw 3/16 ounce for the Tweaker and the Mulligan. And honestly, you know, all their baits rig up on this hook perfectly fine with no issues. So But yeah, I got these in 1/8 ounce, 3/16 ounce, and then I also got the 1/4 ounce jig head. Okay, that brings me to my next baits. So they actually had a deal on Salt Strong on their hard plastic baits. So first one, Skinny Lipper right here. So it's Skinny Lipper. So you're supposed to throw this after a topwater bite. So as soon as you know that sun's up just high enough to where topwater bite's starting to die off, you're supposed to throw the Skinny Lipper. And like I said, I've used this before and I never had any luck on it, but I don't think I gave it, you know, I didn't give it enough chances. You know, I didn't give it I probably should have gave it a couple more chances than what I actually gave it. And I honestly, I bought this right before I left Salt Strong the first time, so I ended up pretty much just giving it to one of my boys just because I just stopped throwing it. But I mean, all of them are gonna be in this like Slam Shady color, and it's got these 2 red marks on the bottom, so it kind of looks injured. But all these actually come with inline hooks. The next one, so this is called the Flea Flicker right here, right there. And this is equivalent to a mirror lure, pretty much, like a Miradine. It's a suspending twitch bait. This also comes with inline hooks on it, but that's the Flea Flicker. Let's see. Now this is the one that's probably gonna be the hardest for me to throw. I'm gonna try to do it though. And this is the Fat Lipper, so it's a wake bait pretty much. I've thrown these for freshwater. I've thrown these for freshwater for years. I tried it for saltwater one time because I seen Matt and the Yak throws them up at the Big Bend area. That's where he's from, and he throws them for redfish. And I tried throwing it. I didn't have any luck on it, but it wasn't the Fat Lipper. I actually went and bought a Strike King one, but that's a Fat Lipper. Now this is supposed to be good for, you know, choppy, windy days, or more like darker water, like murkier water. That's what this one's supposed to be better for. But yeah, it's got inline hooks on it also. I got that. And this was probably my favorite lure that Salt Strong came out with, and that's the Moonwalker right here. It comes with inline hooks, and I've caught some really nice fish, some really nice snooks, some really nice reds on this lure before. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to throw this around, see if I can't get anything on that. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's my next 2 videos after this are going to be me fishing with nothing but Salt Strong. Like I said, I've got 2 Beyond Braid tackle boxes coming. They'll be here today. Whenever I go out in the water, that's the only thing I'm bringing is my GoPro box and my Salt Strong box, and that is it. I'm only throwing their soft plastics, only throwing their hard baits for the next 2 trips. I'm gonna try to really, you know, push these lures to a limit, see how well they really do work. I want to see how well they can, you know, withstand the fish that I'm catching and stuff like that. But I'm really excited for this little lure test I'm going to be doing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification down at the bottom so you know if I want to post a new video. Remember guys, it's always time for one more cast. I'll see you later.